what's the kind of the extra attention you have to give a guy like Lamar because of what he's able? What does he cause for corners like he does?
Yeah, I mean, he caused a lot of problems. You guys see the type of player that Lamar is, able to make plays with his feet and with his arms. So potentially having to cover guys longer than usual and not letting no guys run free off second chances. So just staying tight in coverage and getting a good rush on Lamar and being able to get him down.
As aggressive as you guys have been under Jim these first 3 games, do you have to rein that in at all because it's Lamar and because he's got that escapability and ability to hurt you with his legs?
He's a great player, but I don't think we can't take away from who we are and what we're good at. I think we still got to attack and be that fast physical defense that we are. Can't let guys on other teams get us out of character, away from who we are. So we still got to go out there and attack.
Denzel, what do you see in Zay Flowers? He's got 21 catches in 3 games.
Yeah, little quick guy, able to make plays after the catch. Definitely a guy that we're going to have to lock into, know where he's at out there on the field. Big play guy for those guys, able to stretch the field.
Where does he line up?
He lines up everywhere, so, I mean, just got to see where he's at and lock him down, make a play on him.
In the secondary, you guys are breaking up a lot of passes and able to be real physical with the receivers. How much is the pressure that Miles and Za'Darius and Dalvin, they're getting up front, allowing you guys to do even more than you normally would be able to do in the secondary?
Yeah, man, those guys are big. I mean, the rush and coverage work together. It's all those guys. Obo, like you said, Dalvin, Miles, Z, all those guys. Alex Wright. Those guys have been playing huge for us and being able to get the ball out, put pressure on the quarterbacks, not giving them great windows to throw in, and guys on the back end, MJ, Greg, Grant, those guys have been able to make plays and work together. So it's been good.
Are you looking forward to seeing Odell if he plays in this game, and what does Odell do so well?
It doesn't really matter to me who's out there playing. Like I said, our focus is going in and finding a way to win this game. I think it's about us, and we just got to go out there, attack, and focus on what we got to focus on, and that's us and what we got to do to win.
What does he do well, though, just in terms of what makes him such a good receiver?
Yeah, great receiver, got great hands, great routes, able to make a play after the catch.
Does he look back to form? I know he didn't play in the Colts game. Have you looked back at some of his games?
Yeah. He's like I said, he's like she said, great receiver, able to make plays after the catch, and definitely a guy we got to lock into and could change the game. So, like I said, we got to do our part in taking care of those guys and find a way to win the game.
Does he look as quick as before?
He's like I said, he's a great receiver, so he's gonna do what he has to do out there and able to make those big plays. So, yeah, he's quick.
Denzel, with you individually, I guess watching you this season, to go back to the aggressiveness question, like, do you feel like you've reached another level with that and some of the plays you're able to make and the skills you're able to use just because of this system and how it works?
Yeah, Coach Schwartz, he's brought in a great system that I feel a lot of guys are flourishing in, playing fast, physical out there, and able to attack. So, I mean, we're not where we want to be yet. I think we still got to build on the foundation that we set, but I think we're on a good track, though.
The Ravens made the change at offensive coordinator in the offseason. How has that changed their passing game?
It changed a little bit. I think just on the type of throws that they're having Lamar make, and don't want to get too much, but I have seen some changes out there with Lamar and the team compared from this year and last year. So they're doing a great job. Though.
As good as you guys are playing on defense and as aggressive as you guys are playing, are you surprised you only have 2 turnovers in 3 games?
Yeah, we'd definitely like to get more turnovers, but I mean, we're still getting stops, whether that's 4th down stops was considered a turnover, and still making plays on the ball. So I think those turnovers will come, but as long as we're still locking guys down, getting pressure on the quarterback, getting sacks, doing what we're supposed to do to help the team win, I think we'll be good.
So you were here when Todd Monken was here as the OC in 19, I believe. Is there any crossover between what he was doing here and what you see Baltimore doing now?
Yeah, some similarities out there. So, like I said, they got a great offense, and we got a challenge up for this week that we got to go out there and execute.
Under Coach Stefanski, I think you guys have a +7 above 500 record at home. Do you feel like that you guys are finally establishing somewhat of a home field advantage like teams like the Chiefs and Seahawks enjoy?
Yeah, I think we always had a home field advantage, so definitely take a lot of pride in playing at home and defending our stadium in front of our fans. They've been great as well. Our fans, just the competitiveness out of our fans, the loudness that has been on those third downs and on those stops. So definitely take a lot of pride in, and definitely looking forward to the game.
Denzel, I remember the game in Baltimore. You guys intercepted Lamar 4 times and then you threw the touchdown at the end. In the game here in 2020, where he came out of the locker room and pulled that one out. And do you feel you guys owe him one? I mean, you beat the Ravens with that other guy in there. But how do you feel about just payback?
Yeah. Like I said, Lamar, he's a great player for those guys, able to make a lot of plays. We gotta find a way to finish on them and find a way to execute and play a complete game to not allow him to make those game-winning plays, game-winning touchdowns, game-winning drives. So, like I said, we got a bigger challenge ahead of ourselves, but he's a great player and able to do things like that.
Denzel, for the first 3 games, how do you guys feel like you have kind of handled in-game adjustments and that communication?
Yeah, I think it's been good. I mean, we handle a lot of in-game adjustments. Actually, our coaches, every time we get off the field, going over plays and things that they seen out there on the field and things that we got to correct out there. So it's constant communication, even when we're out there on the field and getting off. So I think we're all on the same page, and that's allowing us to play fast.
And how much is that going to play into going against a team that has a guy like Lamar Jackson who you might have to adjust?
Yeah, it's going to be big. Like I said, once we're out there on the field, we got to play fast. And then once we come over to the sideline, we got to make adjustments. We got to be able to listen up and communicate with one another fast and then get out there on the field and execute it.
Is this as well as you played in your career?
Potentially. So I'm not trying to look too much at how I've been playing. Yeah, I'm just trying to go out there, find a way to win every time, and do my job to the highest level that I can. But I'm just trying to execute and win. That's it. That's the main focus.
And when you see you guys as a defense have played well all year long, but when you see the offense finally kind of come around in every game like it did against Tennessee, what do you think that says about the future of the season?
Yeah, that's just showing the potential that we have with this team. But I mean, potential it hasn't been touched yet. So I think that we still got to continue to build on top of the foundation that we have and play that complementary football to where defense is playing well, offense playing well, special teams, and all play together. And I think that puts us in great position, like you seen last week, to win the game.
Is this the best that you've seen Grant play since he's been here?
Yeah, Grant's been balling. I believe so. Grant's been balling. Great player for us. Been making a lot of tackles, a lot of plays out there, interceptions. So we're going to need him to continue playing how he's playing. So he's been playing great.
Have you always kind of known that that's been in there? He's just kind of been coming back from that injury?
Yeah, definitely. You definitely seen that with Grant coming out of college and then just in practice and everything, just the plays that he's able to make, the range back there in the post he's able to make, and his physicality in the run game. So he's a playmaker out there on the field for us.
What kind of boost is getting Greg Newsome back in the secondary mean?
That's huge. I think Greg is the best nickel, best corner in the NFL. So that's huge getting him back, and we're going to need him as well. Need all of us to keep building on what we got going.
What's the key to this defense continuing to play consistently well week in and week out, no matter who the opponent is?
I think it's just not changing. We got to continue to stick to the basics and what we've been doing, communicating. That's practice meetings and just not changing what we do and not changing for other people, just doing what we do.
Good.
Thanks, Denzel.
Thank you.
How y'all doing? How y'all doing?
Hey, Joaquin, how have you seen that Ravens offense change with Todd Monken now calling the plays?
Yeah, I think it's hard to say, change. They've been explosive. They've been a really good offense. Really just trying to spread the ball around a little more. They got different playmakers on the outside with, Zay Flowers, OBJ, all those guys. Obviously got Mark Andrews. Sucks that JK went down so early. Definitely would have been a huge spark for that offense. But, again, just spreading around all the playmakers. And you got number 8 back there. It's hard to say you change when, he's as dynamic as he is. So, obviously present a huge challenge for us that we all got to be on the same page and ready to, run to the ball because those guys present a huge challenge for us.
You mentioned how dynamic Lamar is. Do you have to, because you guys have been so aggressive in the first 3 games, do you have to change your approach because of him, or can you continue to play the same way regardless of his mobility?
You never want to play scared going against any opponent. Obviously, he presents a different challenge. So you got to be a little smarter in how you rush, how you contain him. But at the end of the day, you still got to be aggressive, and we got to play aggressive defense.
Played 3 pocket passes pretty much.
Mm-hmm.
It sounds like it's not going to change the way you guys play.
Yeah, we play in the tech style defense. For us to play an opponent and say we're going to stop attacking now would be go against everything that we believe in. So it's like I said, just got to be smarter. Not less aggressive, but rush lanes a little. Can't be as risky. But again, just covering up for one another like we always do. Front line going, D line being the engine that they are, they go attack, and we clean it up and make sure that we keep him in the pocket, and if he does get out, we get him on the ground.
That play that you made at the goal line, just such an amazing play there. Do you feel like you're just off to one of the best starts in your career, and the game seems like really kind of slow for you, and that you're flourishing this defense?
Yeah, I would hope the game is slow for me. I'm kind of old now, so getting up there in years, but obviously with those years come a little bit of knowledge, experience. Obviously that's probably one of the better plays I've made in my career. Just because Tannehill looked me off so long, trying to get me to go the other way, and I kind of knew he was going backside. But that's a tribute to my coaches. I knew Miles was going to get there, had to get the ball out fast, so he couldn't look too long. And that's rush and coverage working together. So, that's what we preach here. That's what we pride ourselves in. And, that was a huge play for us. I thought the next play was a more huge play with Juan. That's a tough, read for him, with the running back coming out from the other side, and he played it perfectly. And then Miles being Miles at that third down stop. That was a huge sequence in that game. That really sparked us as a defense, and then the crowd just went crazy after that.
When you were younger, would you pick that ball up?
I hope so. Nah. I should have, though. I owe myself on that one, so, yeah.
What is the Darius response to you guys?
When I tell people this all the time, I think he's the right fit for us. Having a guy like Miles, but then having a guy like Zadarius who really just brings that energy, that fun side of it. Miles is fun as well, but Zadarius really, I think he got Miles to really open up and come out of his shell a little bit this year. And you see it. Those guys have so much fun playing, alongside each other. You add Dalvin, another guy that just brings different type of energy. That whole D-line room, just a makeup of, characters. It includes Shelby in there as well. So having all those guys just feed off of each other, their energy, and then Zadarius always, with the smile on his face, doing what he's supposed to do, doing the dirty work. Always taking 2, Miles always taking 2. All those guys just unselfish, and that's what you want to have.
Going back to your days in Indies, you were always the leader on that of those middle linebackers. I'm talking about guys like Darius Leonard, Shaquille Leonard now, and Bobby Okereke. Being as you've been around those great linebackers, and now I feel like one of the unsung heroes is Jeremiah Cormo. What do you see out of him, and is there any similarities with his game and those guys?
I just see the daily growth with him, from year 1 to year 3 now, just gotten better he's always been freakishly athletic, but when you really learn the game and he knows what he's doing now with when you're doing things with a purpose on defense, moving to the right spot with a purpose of, the ball's going to be here when I get there and all that stuff. Obviously, he's always, like I said, been a freakish athlete, played downhill, played fast, just sometimes went to the wrong gap. But now we got to go into the right gap, and, still with that same violence and intensity. And he's making plays. He's always made plays his whole career. Obviously the NFL, you can sometimes guess and be right, but you can sometimes guess and be really wrong. And I think he's more trending on the path of knowing what he's supposed to do and really flying around and making plays.
How important to go
Consistently, sorry.
How
Yeah, you got to win. That's what this NFL is about. Anytime you step on the field, you want to win. Our number one goal every time we come into the building at the start of a new season is to win a division. Anytime you get a chance to play a division opponent, Baltimore this week, you want to take that next step. We want to show that, again, we always want to prove ourselves right, then prove the others. We want to prove ourselves that we are what we think we are as a defense, as a team, as an offense. We want to prove ourselves right. And anytime we have a chance to step on the field, we want to do that.
Did the way the offense played against Tennessee kind of give you guys a defensive jolt, just because you guys have played so well through the course of the season, and then that was obviously their best game?
Yeah, I thought when you compete against the offense for the whole training camp and off season, I always said that they were going to be really good. And we always know that as players, as especially you guys in the media, that sometimes defenses just are way ahead of offenses to start a season, and you see that in different teams this year. But when they catch their stride, it's going to be scary to see. Obviously we all have a long way to go. We all are we want to trend in the right direction each week, obviously. But to say the defense has arrived and the offense hasn't, no, it's not like that. Like I said, we're probably a few steps ahead, but that's just defense is like that. It's easier. You're reacting more so. And then offense, when they get their stride, obviously they took a step in a positive direction last week, but when they really catch their stride, they're going to be a very dangerous, part of our team.
Are you surprised, as well as the defense is playing, that the turnovers haven't come yet?
That's what I was just talking to him about yesterday. I was talking to Rod. I was like, the only thing we don't have is turnovers. It's kind of weird to say. A lot of teams pride themselves on, getting turnovers, and we just pride ourselves on, the effort, the swag, and badassery, and then, it's like we're making plays, but the ball just isn't coming out. But like I always said, man, if they're not scoring, I'm excited, and obviously we want to get those turnovers. They're going to come. Obviously, they come in bunches when they do come. But right now, I'm just happy to be playing, and we're playing winning football right now defensively. Yeah, it was. But we could be giving up 28 points and having 5 turnovers, or we could be giving up 3 and having none. So, as long as they don't score, I'm excited.
Is there anything you do to increase that, or you just keep playing it and wait for them to come?
Yeah, you keep attacking the ball. You do the little things. Obviously, you catch the balls that's thrown to you, like I should have caught. You gotta find a way to make those plays. But like I said, they're not scoring, so we're doing something right. And we want to keep trending in that direction. We don't want to start taking risks and chances for no reason, and we're out of position now because we're trying to make a play, cause an interception or cause a fumble. When we're playing sound defense so far right now.
Is some of that because you guys are getting off the field so fast too?
Yeah, that's a lot. That's a lot of it. You talk about. I don't think we had a leading tackle over 6 tackles or 8 tackles with Grant one time and JOK last week. We're not playing a lot of plays, and that's a good thing. We're getting off the field on third down, a lot of 3 and outs, getting the ball back to our offense. So, a team keeps going 3 and out. One of them have to equal a turnover. Like we're getting the ball back to our offense, and that's all it's about for us.
You guys feel like we're finally starting to build that home field advantage, like some of the better teams in the league? Seattle and the Chiefs historically have always enjoyed a competitive advantage because of the stadium and the crowd they play in front. You guys starting to feel like you're developing that here?
Yeah, no, we definitely feel it. The energy from the fans is unmatched. They really get us going. We feed off of them. I think, I ran right over there after we got that third down stop right before the half, and they were, pumped up and ready to go, and I thought that was huge for us. But third down has been hard for other teams, really getting the crowd involved and going. And, again, that's just a tribute to, obviously, Cleveland and the fans, and we need more of that and, consistently need that. And, for us to be a great team and for us to go as far as we want to go, we need the fans to be with us.
Good.
Appreciate y'all.
Anybody?
Well, you
Check.
have one of the only 2 turnovers the defense has had so far. What do you think's going on with obviously it's not a big deal because you guys are playing so lights out. Turnovers, why not?
Yeah, we got to go get some. We know that's a big emphasis, turnover margin, winning that. That's going to help us win a lot of games. So I could have jumped on the fumble. I didn't know it was a fumble, but we could have had 3 turnovers. So that's my bad on one of those.
You stated early on at the Greenbrier that you were striving for greatness. What are you doing each week, differently to elevate your game? 'Cause it looks like it's working so far.
That's a good question. Of course, I'm striving for greatness. I want to be the best. We want to be the best as a group. I don't think you can say it's any one thing. But it's just taking that extra time and listening to guys like Rodney that's helping me out. That's seasoned vets, man. It's just seeing everything. And it's just helping us out, really. And as a defense, we're playing with confidence. And when individuals start playing with confidence, man, it's going to be scary. So I'm just focused on myself, being out there every play, make sure I'm doing what I'm doing, and bring guys with me.
Does it feel like Jim's using you any differently than he had been in the past to kind of freeze you up at all?
Maybe, I don't know. I mean, y'all could probably see through the 3 weeks of what we're doing. You could probably put pieces together, but I could be used anywhere in the defense, and I think that he knows that. He's putting me around the ball a lot, and I'm kind of making a few plays, but I'm going to continue to do that and line up wherever he wants me to.
You guys have been so aggressive these first 3 weeks, playing a little different style of quarterback this week in Lamar, and just the elusiveness that he brings when he's on the field. What do you guys have to adjust? Not so much maybe from an aggressive standpoint, just with what you try and do to keep him hemmed in.
Yeah, Ace a great player. We all know that. He's explosive. He's like lightning in the bottle, man. So, we got to keep him contained. We got to limit his big plays. He's gonna make a few plays. You got to tip your hat to him and tell him good play, and then come back and get on to the next one. So, I think our D-line is gonna be a great job of that. Second level is gonna keep him where he needs to be, and third level we're gonna take care of some mistakes.
What goes through your mind though, like when you're watching the film and you're seeing him? He's got 3 guys on him, and he's breaking those tackles. What's going through your mind when you're watching that film and you see him breaking those tackles as easily as he makes it look?
Yeah, I mean, he's a great player. Like I said, you got to tip your hat to him. But it's not our first time playing him. We kind of familiar with his game. We know what the offense brings. It's a new offense, so that's something new. But we'll be all right, man. We're gonna do some film study and get it going.
Would you rather see him run or throw?
Good question. Whatever works best for us, I don't know. I think either way it goes, we're going to have a good plan, man. So I ain't going to give you an answer on that.
About Odell coming back on when he plays this game, what does Odell still do so well, and what do you guys kind of have to worry about with him?
Yeah, I mean, what do you have, an ankle? Yeah, an ankle, yeah. So, Odell's my dude, man. He's a great dude. I love him to death. He's been battling injuries, but he's still like that. He still got routes. He still catch the ball. New offense for him, new quarterback and everything, but he's still explosive. So if he comes back, he's gonna be on our radar for sure. Can't pinpoint any certain thing that he does that we'll focus on, but that's another playmaker for them.
We heard from guys like Zedarius just talking about the freedom that they have on this defense. Is that something that you've noticed too, and do you feel like that's led to this defense's success so far?
Yeah, I mean, he definitely moves them around and lets them do what they want to do up front. So if I was a lineman, I'd love to be in this defense because them guys, they play free, like he said. And when they playing free, they kind of playing to their strengths. So that helps them out, and, we cover for them. That's how I go.
Do you have those conversations with Jim Corso for you personally, like about that freedom and then where your strengths are and everything?
Well, he calls the shots. He calls the shots. I think he knows what I can do. He knows what we all can do. He's done his homework, and he's been around the game for a while. So I don't think it's too much I could tell him. But if I see something pointed out, something that I'd like to do or disguise a certain way or do this, and that, he's going to for sure listen.
For the first 3 games, the defense, how have you seen kind of the communication and the in-game adjustments kind of play out for the success you guys have had?
Communication, in-game adjustments. I think the communication's been better. I think that guys are playing fast, everybody's on the same page, and the in-game adjustments have been on par so far. So we got to keep it going, man. I don't think it's anything too crazy different, but I think that guys are just playing together, and we have a certain connection that we can be on the same page every day.
What's it like to be around Zadarius every day?
He's a lot of energy, man. He's always smiling. He's the loudest in the room. Yeah, I don't know how he do it. I don't know how he do it. You got to be around him to know. He's a great teammate, first of all. He's got our back, and he's just known us for this short period of time. So he's a great dude. He show up on and off the field.
Awok said he's kind of gotten Miles to loosen up a little bit. Have you noticed that?
Miles always gonna be Miles loose. It's what he do. But having a sparring partner like ZD on the other side, and them dudes, they get it done up front. So, for sure. Yep. Good. Appreciate it.
You ever thought about what it'd be like to block for a guy like Lamar?
No. I mean, obviously he's immensely talented. He can run the ball. They do a lot of things where he's, the lead runner. They get extra lead blocker, and he makes things play. I mean, Deshaun runs around a decent amount too. I know they're a little bit different skill sets, but in this day and age, I feel like that's kind of the future of the quarterback position. So who knows? I mean, I think you're going to see a lot more guys like Lamar, like Deshaun, that can run around and move out there.
What does that add to a run game when you have that kind of that +1 that where you have to account for the quarterback at all times?
Yeah, I think it's huge. Those guys, you can turn your running back almost into like a lead blocker. You can pull a couple guys, and he can cut off the backside. It just gives you a little bit more options, because a lot of times you have an extra guy in the box that you can't really block anyway, and running back, like, bring your own block for that guy. So it adds a big dimension, and then you can pass the ball off some of those looks as well. So it gives you a little bit more play action looks. I think gives you an advantage for sure. The only thing is, that means your quarterback might be taking some hits. So it's a fine line. You got to kind of decide what you want to do with that.
What did you think the biggest strides that the offense took against Tennessee were? Stuff you can build up.
Yeah, I thought we didn't run the ball as good as we wanted to last week, but our passing game really opened up. I think Deshaun and Amari had a very strong connection. I mean, Amari probably could have gone for 200 with the penalties and the out of bounds incident and all that stuff. He was playing very, very well. So I think that confidence just coming back in the passing game, and they had a good front, and I think we protected well enough to give them enough chances. You know what I mean? Like they had their fair shares of wins, but I think overall the group did enough up front to give them a chance to make those throws downfield.
And when you talk about that run game, how much of it do you think is the adjustments because there's no Nick, and just the Tennessee's got a really good run defense?
Yeah, I was gonna say I don't think we blocked well enough. I don't think it was like, oh, Nick didn't play. We do. I think we missed a block here or there, and against a front like that, if you don't finish every block and you don't make the right adjustment, then they're gonna. They've proven it over the last 17 or 18 games. I think they have the record for, lowest yards per game or average or whatever it was. But no, it was more, I think, on the blocking last week than it was missing Chubb or anything like that. I think Ford, and those guys, Kareem coming back was a big boost.
Has that been an emphasis this week then for you guys as you prepare for Ravens?
Yeah, we want to get back on track. And I think the first two games we actually ran the ball well both games. And so, we want to win. That's our main goal. So if we want to pass the ball 60 times, that's fine too. But we want to get back on track. And the runs we do call, we want them to be efficient, successful runs.
That was the lowest rushing average under Did it feel like that?
Yeah, we knew our advantage was through the air. We knew we could attack the back end of that defense. I think that was kind of the thought going into it. But we want to run the ball better too. You never want to go out there and not be successful running the ball. But, when you have a chance to take those shots and you saw guys like Amari running open down the field, it's hard not to keep going back to that well.
As somebody who's pretty much seen it all in Brown's uniform, two plays really stand out. the Deshaun throw behind the line of scrimmage that lost like 16 yards, and then the call against Amari out of bounds. Yeah, typically those two plays would derail a game. Just, you know, as someone who's been through it all, what was different on Sunday that really allowed you guys not to allow those two plays to get you off track when you guys were able to have as much success?
Yeah, we were stressed all week. We want to be resilient, you know, starting with the Chubb injury, starting with the loss to Pittsburgh, but resilience was a big term we used last week. You know there's going to be peaks and valleys in a season, in a game, and you don't want one play to turn into 2 or 3. So, you know, we had the fumble play behind the line of scrimmage. We recovered the ball. We didn't lose the ball, so I think that was a big step. And we knew Amari was going to get open again later on, so it was unfortunate. And in the moment, like when you're playing, like I didn't know how bad of a call it was till after the game. So we're like, all right, let's play the next play. Let's get things going. You know, you hope in that situation they let the play continue, review it afterwards. You know, they have kind of rules to give you a chance to, you know, make up for it. So it was a little bit weird, but no, we were resilient last week, and I think that's something we want to be moving forward as well.
How's number 24 look over there?
Yeah. He's yeah. It's weird. He got confused. I was like, I'm talking about, you know, but no, he's he looks pretty explosive, pretty fresh. You know what I mean? I know they have some injuries at the edge, so he's been playing a lot for him. He had a sack last week. He's had I think a couple sacks this year already, and he's wrecking some havoc. You know, he looks long, he looks lengthy, he looks explosive. So he'll be a big challenge for us for sure.
Is there someone that's in the huddle or on the sideline on Sunday reminding you guys to be resilient? I remember Deshaun said that Chubb was the guy that was in the huddles that was always encouraging people. So has kind of Deshaun stepped up more in that? Is there someone else?
Yeah, I think it's a group thing for us, really. You know, depending on the play and the moment, who steps up and who's the kind of the voice. You know, I think Deshaun has a strong voice because he's the quarterback. He's getting the plays. But everybody was focused this week. There was a real focus on just getting the job done. You know, you look at your guys and like, hey, we'll play the next play right now. We'll get going. But you know, it comes and goes from which player kind of brings that up.
You've seen your fair share of Browns defenses in practice and such. Did you know that this group was maybe a little different? Did you see that?
I don't think you know until you start playing games, but you saw the players, you saw some of the schemes they were doing in camp, you saw some of the days of camp they had where they were very good. You saw in preseason some of the glimpses that they could be, and I think they're just going to keep building on it. You know, I think it starts with Coach Schwartz and the scheme and the players, and everybody's kind of bought into that defensive mentality. But I'm all for it. You know, let's keep playing defense at a high level, and we'll try and be complimentary and do our part on offense.
When you talk about complimentary football, is there a little bit of a weight taken off the offense's shoulders, so to speak, that, you know, for instance, Sunday, you know, the fumble in the red zone and the defense comes up with the stop. They get the stop at the end of the half and stuff like that. There's confidence on the offensive side of the ball. You can maybe play a little looser, a little freer, because if it doesn't go your way, the defense is going to pick you up.
Yeah, we're trying to take care of the ball on offense, and I think that's the biggest team stat is like, if we don't have any takeaways, I mean, if we don't turn the ball over, you know, usually we win the game. You know, it's like 80-some% hit rate or something like that. So we're already thinking that as an offense. But when your defense steps up in those situations and only allows 3 points when you turn it over almost in the red zone, or, you know, they're driving down to score before the half and they get a huge sack so they don't get any points on the board, it's huge, you know. You never know week to week. This week could be a 40-45 game. You don't know. But to have that in our back pocket where we're like, hey, our defense has our back in those situations, and hopefully we develop where we have their back too, you know, when they need it. Sweet. Thanks, guys.